Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at the second in the Battle Action series for Ronin Warriors / Samurai Troopers. These are the model kits from Doyusha. And basically how these work, we go ahead and open the box here. You can see you get the instructions on how to put these together. And then it shows off all of the different ones that are available. I just found out today, this is the white armor. I just found out today that they are doing the white armor. They're reissuing that. It looks a little better. It's got a little bit more as far as color goes. It looks like some of the weapons and things are in a third, like, sparkly gold. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But you can see that you have orange for the armor. And then you have white for the entire body underneath. I was kind of hoping that they were going to mold some of the Under Armour in orange, but if you watch the review I did of Ryo, I expressed the same sentiment that I hoped they would do kind of a mix match, but once you put the armor on, it seems almost impossible to take it off, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I'm gonna do a second one of these. I didn't know, I did the first video just as like a test to see like how it would go over, and just because I really wanted to at least show off one of these, because when I was thinking about buying this, there were no videos on YouTube, so I wanted to at least put one out there. And it seemed like I got decent response from the Ryo one, so I'm gonna do at least one more to check these out. I'm excited to do Kento because Kento is one of the ones that I never had. Like, I bought a lot of the Playmates toys back in the 90s that they did, but Kento was one that I never had, so this will be kind of my first action figure model kit, whatever you want to call it, for Kento. So, pretty excited. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead, put this guy together, and then we'll take a closer look. Alright, so I have the full base figure put together here. Now, these really don't have stickers, so if you wanted to add details at this point, you would have to paint. But it's got decent articulation. Head can move side to side. Arms move at the shoulder as well as out to the side. I feel like the arms fit into the torso a little bit better with Kento than they did with Ryo. But also I feel like not that he's going to fall apart, but just all the seams don't really meet, which is kind of a bummer. You also have bicep swivel. You have kind of a weird amount of articulation back and front. Like, it bends backwards, but then it also comes forward. I have no problem turning the torso this way. I can even turn it 360, but for whatever reason, it doesn't like to... Oh, is it doing it for me now? All right, cool. There you go. That's the on-camera cursor. Well, I guess in this case, it's a good thing. I could not move it the other way before, but now it seems to be doing just fine, so that's excellent. I will say, kind of strangely, the ball joints for the hips felt too big. Like, they almost didn't fit, and as a result, I feel like these aren't staying together as well as they should, but I think that's just the nature of these kits. Strangely, they're kind of pricey. They're about, I mean, I guess they're not ridiculously pricey. They're probably about $15 a piece. But the plastic, sometimes it's hard to snap them together. I don't know if it's a things lining up issue, or if it's a just the plastic, you know, I don't know what it is, but sometimes I have trouble getting everything to snap together. You can see the knee joint there, then you just have a simple spin at the ankle. So a decent amount of articulation, and this little figure is kind of cool. I like Kento's face. I think they did a good job there. I like that. But yeah, so this is the base figure. Like I said, it would have been nice if, you know, they could have molded this out of orange, do the forearm piece, because it does go down the center, so they could have done just this piece out of orange and this piece out of white if they wanted, or both out of orange, and then everything from the knee down I would have done out of orange. But it's, again, it's not really going to matter, because once we snap those armor pieces on, I would say good luck ever getting them off. Like, the original toys from Playmates, they were even hard to get on and off, honestly, some places, but these I would say are almost impossible to get off once you snap them on. So there is our Kento base figure. You can see the armor in the background. I'm going to go ahead and get that on this guy. Alright, so here is the completed action figure slash model. I think it looks pretty good for the most part. Obviously, it's mostly orange, and he does need that little bit of brown, as you can see over here on the box. But you would have to paint that yourself if you wanted that. My really only complaint, well, I have two main complaints. They're minor, but the helmet, oh, the shoulder pads are actually staying on now. These don't peg in, which is strange to me, because there's a peg spot right there. What they do is, instead of having these, I guess because they are made like this, because they're rounded, it was easier for them to do it as two pieces that you peg together. So they just kind of sit on there. Now, to be fair, they will, for the most part, as you can see, stay in place. The helmet doesn't so much. The helmet just kind of rests on there. It looks fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but it would have been nice if it was just a little bit snugger. But then again, Ryo's helmet was too snug, and that caused it to kind of pop apart. This stays together much nicer. This actually, I think one of the pegs on Ryo's must have broke or worn down or something, because this actually stays together very nicely. And it sits on there. Like I said, it's a little loose, but it stays on there, so that's nice. I feel like it would have been very easy to just mold these two horns out of white. I don't really know why they couldn't have done that, and that would have been a big deal, I feel like. The weapon is 3 parts. This is 1 part, then there's this little connector here, and then this is 1 part. But this thing has so many spikes on it that when you're trying to push it in, it's very hard and it hurts. It's very, very pointy. My only other complaint is here at the torso. You might notice the way this works, and I don't think it's me. I think it's, am I not pushing this in enough? It almost feels like they don't quite fit. The way they have you peg the waist in, and the way they have you peg the torso in, the chest, you can see that they, like, when you move this, they scrape, because it's just, they don't quite fit. And I've been trying to move this around and see what I can do, and see, now you see the pieces start falling off, but I don't know. You can see the 2 pieces of plastic are definitely scraping against each other. So, have to be careful of that. And it makes it a little off kilter because of that. But, I don't know. That's kind of just my overall general complaint with these is, the box, you know, says that they're from the 80s and these are reissues, and I get it. And model technology really has come a long way, you know, in the, well, 30 plus years since these were probably made. And it's just a shame because they don't hold, I don't want to say that. That's not fair. They hold together decently well, but I just feel like there are things that could have been done, certain pieces that could have been molded in a different color just to make it look a little better, make it stay together a little bit better joints. You know, they're just kind of simple. I guess that's a good way to say it. They're not bad. They're just kind of simple. And I think it's just because, you know, you're dealing with 30-year-old, you know, modeling technology, for lack of a better term. And it's just kind of come a long way, you know, what they can do. I mean, honestly, for back then, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they mean the company's been around since the 80s. Let me see what this is. It says, oh, 88. Okay. So I think that's probably fair, because I'm trying to guess when Samurai Troopers came out. I remember Ronin Warriors was definitely like mid to late 90s. So it wouldn't be too much of a leap to think that these came out either the late 80s or early 90s in Japan before it got adapted over in America. So, yeah. Like I said, I really just think it's a matter of, you know, model kit technology, joint technology, things like that has just kind of progressed. So it's not really fair to hold these to that standard. If you're just looking for something fun, like, they're definitely fun to put together. I absolutely think they're fun to put together. And I think when you're done, he looks fine. Obviously, he could benefit from some paint. He does come with 1 sticker, you can see right there. He still retains pretty much all his articulation. Like I said, these 3 pieces are loose, but I really do feel like if you just put them on a shelf somewhere, they will stay and look fine. And just the fact that I feel like they just, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like that could have been easily measured, and this could have just been a little bit shorter so that it's not a problem. Because, like, here's Ryo. Let's bring Ryo back in. And his helmet's still kind of a problem. You can see how it's kind of splitting apart there. Maybe I'll just glue that. I don't know. Still having trouble with that. We'll put that off to the side for now. But you can see Ryo, and you can see Kento fall over. You guys are really not helping me out here. I was just about to say, and the shoulder pads stayed on, but then they didn't. So they made me a liar before I even said it. So, like, I don't know, Ryo's shoulder pads just stay on so much better. And I think it's because they're kind of two pieces. Actually, I don't know. In any case, you can see how his torso just fits so much better. And you have really nice movement there. And then this one just seems too long, like it doesn't quite fit. But again, if you're just going to pose them, I mean, they're models. Yes, they do have some articulation, but if you're just going to get a nice pose and leave it, maybe I can glue this or something. My only fear is that once I glue it, there it just goes completely. But see, if you look at this, and this is off topic, I know, but there were two peg holes here, and then there's like a solid peg, and then this one just looks kind of worn down, so I wonder if it broke or something. But my fear is if I glue it when I go to put it on, because it is kind of snug, if it will just break. Yeah, I don't know, this really doesn't want to stay on at all anymore. I wonder if I completely broke it. Well, that's a problem for another time. But in any case, they look kind of cool together. I'll be interested to see how the others all look together, but that's going to basically do it for this one. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.